everyone, it's MRO. Welcome back to Anti-Racist Crocheting. Today is a very quick tutorial on a very versatile stitch that is really easy, works up quickly, and you can make so many different things with it. It's really cute. It's a little waffle. This is actually, it looks like a little waffle. It's called the waffle stitch. And I made some little dishcloths or scrubs. You can even use these as exfoliating cloths if you want. They work up really quick, as I said. You can also make blankets. You can make scarves and cowls. The world is your oyster with this stitch. So it's going to take you no time to learn. So let's get right to it. What you need, if you're going to use this for like a little washcloth or a dishcloth, then probably use something like acrylic so that it's easy to clean as well. You want something that isn't going to have things stick to it and whatever. So yeah, something that you can also use, fold and use as a scrub. So it might be getting a little bit dirty, and it'll be easier to clean if you have something like acrylic to start with. So I'm going to start you off, and then you'll be on your way. You can even pile them up, wrap a little bow around them, some string, and give them away as little gifts. For the holidays, I'm going to be making some of these for neighbors as well. So just, yeah, something really cute and easy and thoughtful. So to start, just grab your yarn. I'm going to use something that you can see today. So with this, if you're making something larger, if you're making like a blanket or a scarf or something, then you're working in multiples of 3. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, so on, so on, so on. And then once you get your desired length, then add 4 extra chains. So we're going to start with that. To make this size, I chained 28. So that was 24. That was my, if you're doing your math, that's so 3 times 8 is 24, and then I will chain another 4, so it'll be 28. So how about we just do that? Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And another thing too is make sure that your chains are not too tight so that it's easy to get into again. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that's about the length. Now I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. Use whatever is appropriate for the yarn that you're using. So if you're using a chunkier yarn, you can use an even bigger hook, and it will just make your project, it'll all be relative. So whatever you choose for that. Don't go too small though, or it will just be, unless you're doing a really small square, and it will be very small and tight. Okay, so for the first row, you're going to skip this chain that's next to the hook, and then into this second you're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over into that second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And if you're working, so these are US terms, if you're in the UK, then that is a treble crochet. So all the way across, you're going to do a double crochet in each chain space, and that should be easy enough. So what I'll do is I will pause this, and you can pause this, and I'll meet you back when you are at your end. Okay, now that we've done our double crochet all the way across, that's pretty much what your project should look like. It's really simple. Now the next 2 rows are basically all you need to know. That's going to be your repeat. So let's go from here. So just chain 1 and turn your work. Okay, and into this first stitch here, you're going to do a double crochet. So you yarn over and insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that is always how you start your rows, doesn't matter which row. So always remember to do a double crochet into the first stitch and after your chain 1. So now we're going to go into the lower little bit here, which will all make sense in a minute. So you're going to yarn over because all of your stitches are double crochets. So into this bottom one here, you're going to go into the back of it like that, and then yarn over and do a double crochet as normal. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's kind of, it looks kind of like it's all bunched up right now, but you've basically created your double crochet around this bottom double crochet. So into the next 2, you're actually just going to go into the top as normal and do 2 normal double crochets. So you do your first one and then you do the second one beside it. Okay, and then into the third one here, you are going to do, you're going to drop down and go behind it and do a double crochet into that post, just like that. Okay, so now into the next 2, you're going to do 2 normal crochets or double crochets at the top, on top of each stitch, like that. And then your next one, you're going to drop down to go behind that post to do your double crochet, and then jump back to the top and do 2 more normal double crochets. So that is the pattern all the way across. So I'm going to leave you to that to get to the very end, and when you have 2 stitches left, I'll tell you how to work those in, and then we'll be on our way. So keep going. So it's 1 lower and then 2 up high, 1 lower, 2 up high. So you'll start to see a little design forming. Welcome back. So this is kind of what your work should look like for now, and you should have 2 stitches left. Now one of them looks kind of like, it looks kind of wonky and it doesn't look like it's there, but trust me, it's there. So just work your second last stitch into the bottom post. So just the same way you were doing, because you should have ended off with 2 upper double crochets. So just drop down and do a double crochet into the post, and then into this final one you'll have to kind of turn it around because it'll hide. There is one here, and just do a double crochet into that stitch, just like that, and it will just make your work look it will actually look much neater on the sides. So the next row is the other row that you repeat. So chain one, turn your work, and then like I said, you do a double crochet into the first stitch, okay. So now we're going to do kind of the opposite of what we did on the other side. So you have a double crochet behind. So what you do here is do a normal double crochet again, and then you should have two stitches that are kind of protruding. They're sticking out on this side. So it's two sticking out and then one behind, two sticking out, one behind. So into each of these separate stitches, go behind, do a back post double crochet. So that's the first one, and then into the second one you do another back post double crochet. Okay, so it's gonna start, it's kind of aligned here. Now the next one is hidden, it's the one that was behind, so just do a regular double crochet into that at the top, and then drop down into these two that are sticking out and do a back post double crochet in each one. And then there's one behind, so do a normal double crochet on the top of that stitch, and then you'll have two more sticking out, so those are back posts. So just keep going along that way, so it's two back post double crochet and then a normal double crochet and then two back post double crochet, normal. So do that, and then when you get to the end and you have two left, I'll meet you there. Welcome back. So that's pretty much what you should have. It's going to start showing on the other side the waffle. So you should have two stitches left. You've just done two back post double crochets, so just do a normal double crochet into the top of this stitch, and then one more double crochet into the end here, and that is it. That is basically your repeat. So let's just go through this one last time. So we chain one, turn your work, do a double crochet into the first stitch, okay, and then you should see this double crochet post is sticking out, so you go behind that and do a double crochet, and then into the next two stitches you do a normal double crochet just on the top of the stitch. And then that will bring you to the post that's sticking out, so you go behind that one and do a double crochet, and then into the next two stitches you do a normal double crochet in each stitch, and then into the next one that's sticking out, you do a back post double crochet. So you do that all the way across, and as you can see, I know the lighting is kind of bright, but you can see the little squares starting to develop. So that's it. I'll meet you at the very end, and then we'll just go through the back side one last time as well. So keep going with this, and then I'll meet you at the very end. Make sure you do your 2 double crochets at the very end of this row, and then I'll meet you back. So here we are with our waffle stitch starting to really develop here. So we'll do one more row, and that's the back side. So chain 1, turn your work, do a double crochet into that same first stitch, and then into the top of the first stitch here again, you do another double crochet, and then you drop down and do 2 back post double crochets into the 2 posts that are sticking out, and then pop back to the top and do a normal double crochet, and then that should bring you to 2 again that are sticking out, and you do 2 back post double crochets. So you do that all the way till you get to the end, and then so I'll meet you at the very end here again just to finish off with you. Hi again, we're almost done here. So we've done our 2 back post double crochets, so then you do one more normal one at the back, and then that one space that doesn't look like one, you do one final double crochet, and that will give you a nicer edge on the ends. So you turn your work and then keep going, so you can see the waffle pattern starting to develop there. Now when you're done this, if you want, you can, what I did was just go around the edges all the way around the square and do 2 rows of single crochet, and that just gives it a nice little edge. But what I did was just wrap it up with some pretty ribbon, and that is a little gift that you can give, or you know, for anything. These are even good if you have some friends who have newborns or babies and they always have things to wipe up. So yeah, these are really versatile. Again, you can make blankets with them, you can make scarves and whatever else. So just be creative and enjoy enjoy this time. So here you go, you are on your way. Good luck, have fun, and yeah, take some time out for yourself. Don't forget that. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.